when he talks about how to improve yourself, 90% of it is just go to the gym. Go to the gym, lift weights, go to the gym. And you know what? That's not gonna change much. If you go to the gym and if you stay consistent with it, and if you don't do anything else, you're just gonna be a loser who's lifting weights. You're just gonna be a loser who looks good. Now he gives pretty good advice on fitness, but he's missing out on the main point of it, which is the point of training. And the main question that arises when he tells you to go work out, it's what will you use that physique for? If you don't have a concrete reason of why you go to the gym and why you work so hard, you're not gonna stick to it. And what's even worse is if you have the wrong reason, which would be to work out just to look good. Now, Hamza tells you to go to the gym, to train hard, and to build a very masculine body, but what's the point of it? So what if you look good? He tells you that if you go and train regularly, you build this aesthetic body and you attract a lot of women. And you know, there's a running joke about how when you go to the gym, you usually go to impress girls, but you just end up impressing guys. And there's not much point in training if all you're doing it for is to look better. Now this is gonna be very controversial and I'm gonna get a ton of hate for this, but I think that if you go to the gym just to look better, you're basically a man whore. What I mean is, if you work out to just look good, then it's the same as putting makeup or doing plastic surgery, except it's for men. Now, the only difference between the two is that working out, training, and being consistent with your diet to build a aesthetic body, it takes effort. It doesn't just take money. It takes effort and time and discipline. And honestly, it does build discipline when you have to go through the trials and tribulations. But if you don't have a higher reason to do it, you're not going to stick to it. You're not going to make any progress. Hamza doesn't give you a higher reason. And this is the main problem I have with the content that he puts out. And I'm gonna tell you what a higher purpose for working out can be. Another problem with working out without having a reason to do it other than to look good is you just become one of those tough guys who walk around and pretend to be the tough shit, but you're gonna be... Imagine this huge muscular guy who can't even kick a ball or can't even throw a punch without stumbling over and falling and hitting his own hand or something. Now, to get back on the topic of why do you want to work out? My main point is sports is the best form of competition that a man can partake in. Sports and athleticism is what honestly made me a man. And I don't just mean like, oh yeah, I'm the man. And I mean this in two ways. First, sports made me a man because if you go by the definition that Hamza and the books he's read give of what it means to transition from a boy into a man, it's when a boy takes responsibility for all of his actions and all of his circumstances. And if that's what your definition of being a man is, then sports definitely made me take action. They made me realize I was weak and that I needed to become strong to even play sports. And in my case, volleyball, have made me face defeat, humiliation, and shame, and I had to own up to all of it. I was weak and I had to become strong. I had to take action, and the only one who could change my circumstances was me. I was the one to blame that I didn't get to play on the court. Like, even at practice, no, I'm not even talking about in an official match. Like, that's another story, but I didn't even get to play at practice. I just stood outside and I passed the ball like an idiot while the others were training on the court and improving. And the second reason, which I'm gonna expand on in another video, but in short, sports turned me into a person, into a man. Not just the man, but it made me realize what I want in life. It made me realize what I am. Sports developed all of my positive qualities. And I think that if you live this life without partaking in sports, at least semi-professionally, then have you even lived? To get back on my first point, which is that you can't work out without a higher reason, if you have sports and athleticism as your high reason for training, then you're always gonna stick to it, because it's the same as if you want to be alive, then you have to breathe. And you can't just stop breathing because you won't be alive anymore. It has to be on that level of importance to you. You have to develop your physique for your sport to be successful. Just as you have to take in fresh air and exhale to survive. But otherwise, prove everyone wrong. I can finally go eat now.